President, please be seated. The chamber is back in session, and we will hear the testimony of witness to TCW 1060. And before we hear the testimony of the witness, the chamber issued an oral ruling regarding the request by Nunchia defense team regarding additional time for witness 1069 and 1070. And after we heard the testimony of Sun Eng, the chamber still maintain its position that the hearing of the testimony of 2 TCW 1070 will be only one day. And now we hear the testimony of 2 TCW 1060. Court officer, please usher the witness into the courtroom. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. What is your name? Witness. My name is Nguyen Trạch. Question. Nguyen Trạch or Teh Trạch? My name is Nguyen Trạch. President, thank you. What name do you use officially in your identity card or other official documents? Answer. I used Nguyen Trạch in my ID card. President, thank you. Besides the name Trạch, have you ever used other names? Answer. During the Pol Pot's regime, my name was Pre. Question. Was there any point in time that you used the name Ol? Answer. Ol was my official name that my grandfather gave to me. Question. Do you stop using that birth certificate? Answer. I stopped using it. My name Ol was used during the Songkum regime. Question. What about the family name Tis? Was it your father's name or your grandfather's name? Answer. It was my grandfather's name. Question. What about Nguyen? Whose name was it? Answer. Nguyen was my father. President, thank you. Mr. Nguyen Trạch, when were you born? Answer. No, I cannot recall it. Question, how old are you this year? Answer, I am 63 years old. President, thank you. Where were you born? Answer, I was born in Trapeang Chuk village, So Chai sub-district, Steng Trong district. Question, what about your current address? Answer, I live in the same location, that is Trapeang Chuk village, Steng Trong district. Where is Steng Trong district located? I mean the province. Answer, it is in Kampong Cham province. President, thank you. What is your father's name and what is your mother's name and what were their occupation? Answer, my father's name was Nuon, my mother's name was Im. Question, what about your wife's name and how many children do you have? Answer, my wife's name Sok Liep. We had 3 children, Sok Main, Sok Khi and Srai On. Question, Mr. Trek. To your knowledge, are you related to the 2 accused, that is Nuon Chi or Khieu Sampon, or to any other parties who are accepted as civil parties in this case? Answer, no, I'm not related to any one of them. President, thank you. Have you already taken an oath before the Iron Club statue before you come into this courtroom? Answer, yes, I took an oath already. President, now we would like to inform you of your right and obligation as a witness in this courtroom. Mr. Trek, as a witness in the proceeding before the chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comment which may incriminate you. That is your right against self-incrimination. Your obligations. As a witness in the proceedings before the chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comment to those questions may incriminate you, as the chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, or experienced, or observed directly about an event or occurrence relevant to the questions that the bench or parties pose to you. Have you ever provided testimonies or interviews with investigators from the OCIJ office? Answer, yes, there were people going to interview me at my home. They came from the Khmer Tribunal. President, thank you. How many times did you provide the interview? Answer, they went to interview me at my homes twice. President, you were interviewed twice. So, where the interview came from? Whether they came from this tribunal or whether they came from other institutions? Answer, they were from the Khmer Tribunal. They went all the way to interview me at my home. President, thank you. Before you came to testify here, have you already reviewed the statement that you provided to the interview was in order to refresh your recollection. Answer: yes, I can recall some of the statements, but not others, because the interviews took place long time ago. I cannot recall them all. President, based on your ability of or your memory, can you tell the court whether the statements that you provided to the interview and the statement that was written for you to review, were they consistent with each other? Answer: I will provide my answers according to the answers I provided to the interviewers at my home, but as I told you, I cannot recall them all. President, in the putting questioning to this witness, the chamber provide the floor to the Ninjua defense team to put question to this witness before other parties. The two defense team have two combined sessions to put questions to the witness. You may now proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. I will be asking you some questions today until 4 o'clock and presumably Wednesday morning. Before I ask my questions, you just confirmed that you talked to interviewers or interrogators of this court. Did you also speak a few years before that to interviewers of an organization called DC Cam?
Answer: yes, I provided an interview. They went to interview me at my home.
I'll be referring both to your WRI and your DC Cam interview later, Mr. Witness. First of all, can you tell the court what you did before the liberation of Phnom Penh on 17 April 1975? Where were you? What kind of work did you do?
Before the liberation in 1975, I worked at a hospital of the general staff of the zone. That was the place called 304.
When did you start working as a medic for the 304 hospital? Do you remember when that was?
I worked as a medic in Battalion 314. At that time, the Khmer Rouge liberated Phnom Penh in 1975. And in 1976, I was transferred to the medic in Battalion 314. I was responsible for treating soldiers.
Before 17 April 75, when you were working as a medic, were you trained to become a medic when you lived in Chamkarlu district?
At that time, I was in Chamka Le. I worked at the district hospital. I cured civilians at Chamka Le district. And then in 1975, I was transferred to the Zone General Staff Hospital. And then when Phnom Penh was liberated, I was transferred to K99, the currently Ketok Mili Hospital. And then after that, I was transferred to a military hospital in Battalion 314 of Division 310.
That you received in Chamkalu before 75. What kind of medical training did you have?
I did not receive any special training. When I entered the service, I received on the job training. It's like practical training of the techniques used.
You said that you were involved in treatment of civilians. Did you also treat soldiers who had been wounded during combat? Soldiers fighting the Lon Nol army before 1975?
Before 1975, I did not treat them because before 1975 I was also a soldier. In 1973, I was recruited to be a combatant, and I was sent to receive a study session. And they would ask us a question if we were a part of the front battlefield or the rear battlefield, and the correct answer would be we belong to the front battlefield.
And when you became a soldier, what was the name or the number of your division? In which division in the former North Zone were you working?
When I joined the army, I was the sectors, rather I was the zone military, but I could not recall my regiment. I was quite young at that time. I joined the army when I was 15 years old.
When you were a combatant before 1975, was Un always the highest commander of your regiment or division that you were working in?
Un was the commander of Division 310, and Wun was his deputy.
But was Un always your commander, also before Division 310 got its specific number 310? The moment that you became a combatant, Un was always your highest commander, correct?
I was transferred to Battalion 314, and it was at that time that I was under him. But before that, I was not. Before Phnom Penh was liberated, I was a medic, and when Phnom Penh was liberated, I was transferred to be a medic in the battalion.
All right, then let's move to